What is going on, everybody? You guessed it, man. How did y'all so smart? I know you're smart because you're here on my channel. It is your boy Trey Sense, and we got a little bit of a review, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. You know how we do it. You know how we do it. What we're gonna talk about today? Well, it is time for my weekly fragrance review. So what we're gonna talk about? Well, the fragrances that I wore over the last week or so. Before we get into that though, let's see if I get this right. I need you to do something for me. I need you to like. I need you to share. And I need you to subscribe. That's my boy Razor Ray. Seriously though, did you like, share, and sub? No further ado, I've taken up enough of your time. Let's get it. Let's get into what I wore. And this is starting Sunday, which would have been my late baby sister's birthday. Rest in peace, baby girl, which would have been July the 9th. No, I'm skipping ahead. Wrong week. Starting with Sunday, July the 2nd, going through Saturday, July the 8th. Well, we can still give my baby sis a shout out for her birthday because that day is already passed. So happy birthday, baby sis, which was July the 9th. So we're starting with Sunday, July the 2nd. And what did I wear on Sunday, July the 2nd? A fragrance that I was impressed with from the time that I smelled it, and I'm still impressed with it, and every time I smell it, I'm impressed with it, from the house of the original Ben Sherman and his icon. I guess it's a fake Ben Sherman up there because I noticed on all of his bottles it says the original. I like this fragrance, man. I like this fragrance. For what you get for this juice and what you pay for it, it's phenomenal. I mean, I just did the video about backup bottles, fragrances that are backup bottle worthy. If we were gonna do an extreme cheapy edition, this would definitely make it. This is one I may pick up a backup bottle of when I see it, simply because I don't want to run out of it. I don't fear it, but it happens a lot. These fragrances, you see them, and then they dry up, you don't see them anymore, and you can't hardly get your hands on them. But this is a nice masculine fragrance. It's very smooth. It's a little bit modern, but it doesn't have any of that ambroxan or blue or anything like that. It's kind of got an old school gentlemanly type of vibe. It dries down very, very woody. And you can probably tell that by that beautiful golden brown juice in it. But that is Ben Sherman's icon. That is what I wore Sunday, July the 2nd, not the 9th, but the 2nd. All right, and moving along. Which takes us to Monday, which would have been the 3rd of July. 3rd of July. And I don't know why I wrote this fragrance down the way that I did, but from the house of Milestone, I wore Ombre Leather. That one. We talked about this one because I just got it in. And so the Ben Sherman. These bottles are very solid. The presentation on these are really, really good. Atomizer is amazing as well. I will not spray this because it fills up the room. And you talking about projection and longevity. I wore both of these fragrances to work, and I do have to wear an apron, and they were in that material for days. I mean, it just sits. If you spray this stuff on your clothes, it just sits. I was just trying to think of a way to properly explain it to you or to convey my thoughts to you. It just sits. That's the only way to explain it. So with cooler months coming way down the line, because I ain't trying to rush it, this is gonna be one of those fragrances, guys, if you can get it now. I like oud in the summertime. I get compliments on oud fragrances anytime I wear it. I know this says Ombre Leather, but it does have an oud touch in it. It's a nice fragrance. It smells really, really good. It lasts a very, very long time on skin. If you get this on some cotton, some rayon silk, or maybe even denim, into what LL said, it's gonna stay on there for quite a while. I'm talking days. I'm talking about you have to wash it. If you put this on one of your t-shirts laying around the house, yeah, either be prepared to wear this for 2 or 3 days or wash that shirt immediately after. And I know most of you probably going, well, I wash all my shirts. Well, some people do, some people don't. So it is what it is. Nonetheless, this is one that stays on your skin, on your clothing for a very, very, very long time. And for $14.99, man, you can't hardly beat it. The presentation, the scent profile, it is all there. All right. And that brings us to Tuesday, July the 4th, which was just a normal work day for me. I went in at my normal time, got off at my normal time. And it is from the house of Tommy Bahama. And this is one I just recently picked up as well. And it is Maritime Journey. I like this one. Now, this one is one that is not going to stay on your skin for a long period of time. Is it a good smelling fragrance? Yes, it is par. I get okay performance out of the Tommy Bahama Maritime line. All the ones that are in this bottle that I have, and I have 3. I get decent performance and decent longevity out of it. Now, I enjoyed wearing this fragrance. I can't remember if I got any compliments on it, but nonetheless, I enjoyed wearing this fragrance. It's a little salty, very marine, very aquatic, something that you would expect to smell from the Tommy Bahama line. But is it a good fragrance? Yes. Especially for the $24 that I paid for it, I think it is well worth that, especially if you are a collector and you like to display your fragrances. I mean, look at that bottle. And it's a beautiful bottle. So if you have a few of these, if for no other reason than that, it's worth the purchase. But the scent profile to me is really, really good. It just makes you think relaxed. It just makes you think, I'm at the beach, let's have a beer. Now, it's not gonna remind you of a fruity drink or anything like that, like a margarita or, you know, a sex on the beach or anything like that. But it's just gonna, or at least it does me. It reminds me of being in Biloxi Beach, which is one of my favorite places to go, and just, you know, riding down the beach with the top down and just feeling the sun and seeing the ocean, and just the atmosphere and the vibe of being on vacation is what this reminds me of. And I happen to like it. I like it a lot. From the house of Tommy Bahama, it is Maritime Journey. I also like Deep Blue. And Maritime, I think, is the other one I have. Maritime Journey, and Deep Blue. And that's what I wore Tuesday, which was the 4th of July, which brings us to Wednesday, which was the 5th. I did a little bit of a layering project. And I haven't done this much this year, and that's worn a fragrance twice, but I think it was because it was hot. I said, you know what, let me pull this one out again and spray it on. And I know this may be the first. And the reason I'm not wearing a lot of fragrances twice is because I have so many, and it's just like, you want to get through them all. But it was just so hot and warm the 5th. I wanted something that, to me, fit that mood. So I went with, from the house of, what is this house? I forgot the name of the house, y'all. There it is, Fragrance World. From the house of Fragrance World, it is Imperium. And this is their version of Elysium. So what I did was I layered Imperium with Dapper Fragrances version of Elysium Parfum. And it went well. I've used all this up. For those of you who wonder about me using fragrances that I get from Dapper and different places like that, well, do you have to wonder anymore? I mean, you see the levels on it. You see where it's at. It's empty. It's empty. That means it's gone. Zero. It's out. It's out of there. And that's perfectly fine. I like it. Does this top unscrew? Yep, it does. This top unscrews. Well, I'll be doggone. And I know what I'll probably do. I'll probably, not that y'all care, but I'll probably, since the 2 scents are pretty close and this one is empty, got a coworker that I'm taking a few fragrances and stuff to. I will probably take this, spray it in here, and pass it right on. But nonetheless, I think I was smelling good. I knew I was feeling good. So if I'm feeling good, if I'm smelling good, I'm feeling good. So the two go hand in hand to me. And I want to take just a minute to say this. while I've got your attention. It's totally off the subject of fragrances, but I heard somebody say it the other day. It made perfectly good sense to me. People say all the time, you only die once. I mean, you only live once. And then I thought, and then the person said, no, that's incorrect. You only die once. You're supposed to live every day. And I just thought about that. When you get to be my age, or our age, as most of us are around the same age, you've been through some things. You've been through some things. So with that being said, guys, we gotta live. You know what I'm saying? We gotta live every day like it is our last day, because one day it will be. Or one day we'll be too old to do much. So while we're still able-bodied and youthful and young in our mind and have all our faculties and everything, let's enjoy life. Let's enjoy life. Let's spread love and all of that. So needless to say, when I was smelling like Imperium, I was feeling good, smelling good, and just happy to be in the land of the living. And life itself is a gift and is a blessing that we need to enjoy. We need to enjoy and we need to embrace it. Now, that brings us to Thursday, which is my Friday, but it's still Thursday. I say it's my Friday because my work week starts on Thursday, so that's when I start my rotation. I was blessed to receive a gift from a fellow, and you hear me talk about him all the time, Mr. Gaston Lamar. He sent me a little package, and in that package was a sample of Genre's Bergamot Imperial. When I have a fragrance like this, I'll take it along with me because I have several frag friends that come through my store and then always ask a question, what are you wearing, yada, yada, yada. Another one, Mr. E. So I put this in my pocket, right? I put it in my pocket. So guess what happened? You guessed yet? This happened, came apart. I know I was standing there and I kept smelling something like it. And then I got busy. So I got reminded, check your pocket. So I checked my pocket. This came out and all of the juice had leaked out. And I still had about that much left. I was about to the top of the lettering right there and it leaked out. And people were constantly telling me, man, you smell good. Man, that you smelling good? And I'm thinking, yeah, because it's been leaked all out of my pocket. But what I had on was from the house of Genre. It is Bergamot Imperial, and I want a bottle of this, one of my favorite fragrances from the house of Genre, and I would love to get a full bottle of it. Is Run After My Car, and I think that is a beautiful, crazy name, and yeah. And I think this smells as good. This, just putting it on my hand, oh, it's so good. That's so good. Great for the summertime. Bergamot, it's got a nice citrus vibe to it, but yet at the same time, it's a little bit masculine and chill. Now, it is strong, it is potent, and Genre uses high quality oils. And bad boys stick with you anyway. You'll get 14 to 15 hours out of this one if you don't spill it on yourself. And if you spill it on yourself, it's gonna kick, and it's gonna kick all day. So, but that's what I wore to work Thursday. Friday, I went with something, because Friday I got a little G'd up. I got kind of clean. I want some nice clothes. I had a little audition, a little something I had to go do. So I got fresh dress, and I wanted something that fits my mood. So from the house of Prada, I went with Prada Amber, and this is just what you think it is. It's iris and amber, and it's great. I was told I smelled really, really nice and really, really clean, and that's exactly what you get from Prada Amber. And it's just that, it is it. And when I put this on, I felt like I am him. So from the house of Prada, it is Prada Amber. Love that purple juice. Again, you get a little bit of an irisy vibe, a little bit of a powdery vibe, but what you get is a really nice, fresh, clean fragrance. I love it a lot. And that brings me to Saturday. Saturday, I didn't get too G'd up, but I did have some things to go do, so You know, I went with one that I don't wear a lot, and the one that I think has been discontinued, but still it's a beautiful house. I love the fragrance. It does last a while as well. Good performing fragrance. The house is Replica by Maison Margiela, and I went with their offering of Whispers in the Library. And this one is a smooth, boozy, sophisticated, licoricey, just a nice boozy type of scent. I mean, you see that juice? You see that juice? It's a good fragrance. It's a good fragrance. Replica is a really good house to get into if you're trying to dabble into the world of high-end fragrance, low-end niche, high-end fragrance, high-end designer, low-end niche. I'm not really sure if Maison Margiela designs any fragrances or not, so I'm not sure on that. But I mean, any fragrances. I know he has fragrances. If he designs any clothes, if he does anything in fashion other than fragrances, I'm not sure. So I don't know whether to rank this as niche or whatever. Once upon a time, I would have said it was niche, but you know, the bullseye for niche moves all around depending on what it is. But it is what it is. It doesn't matter. But it is a high-end quality fragrance. Whether it has the niche tag or the designer tag, it is a high-end quality fragrance. And if you shop right, you can get these for around $100. Not gonna be able to get this one at that price. If you do, jump on it. If they got 2 or 3 bottles, jump on it. Because I'm pretty sure this one has been discontinued and very hard to get your hands on. Every now and then it'll pop up on one of the gray markets. Like, I think this one was purchased from Fragrance X, but yeah. It smells good. It just smells good. I think it's niche because it's a little bit off into left field. It's not down mainstream. To me, a niche fragrance should never be ABC 1, 2, 3. It should definitely be off to the right, off to the left. It should never just be, right there. So, but nonetheless, I like it. And what you get with this is a nice, deep, rich, boozy, easy to wear type of fragrance. Very masculine. Even though I think it is listed as a unisex fragrance, I do definitely think it leans more masculine. But yeah, nice, deep, rich, boozy. It makes you think of like you're just relaxing, drinking a nice cup of coffee, having a deep conversation with a friend. That's what, hey, that would be a good name for a fragrance, wouldn't it? Conversations with friends. Conversation over coffee. How about that? And I know that's kind of similar to coffee break, but still. One of these days, I'm gonna market my own fragrance, and I have got some names for you, but I ain't gonna tell you the names just yet because I don't have anything trademarked or anything like that. Listen, I so appreciate you all being the best part of this channel, and whether you realize it or not, you are the best part of this channel because I do this all day, most days, especially when it's not football season like now and I'm bored. I sit around the house talking to myself about fragrances. I pull them out, just like yesterday, I pulled out all my cologne oils and just was a dummy with them. And you're gonna see that in next week's video because I did a lot of layering this week with cologne oils, but you'll get that probably about this time next week and all that stuff. But anyway, man, listen, I love you all. Thank you all for being the best part of this channel, and I do mean it. And thank you all so much for always returning to the scene of the crime and supporting your boy and any of your content creators. Always keep in mind, if you want to support them, there's a couple of ways you can do it. A, by letting the ads roll. B, by always sharing their videos. And C, liking and being active in the comments. That helps a lot because it does something with the algorithm and pushes them, out to the forefront. All right, so do those things. It doesn't matter if you're watching somebody make spoons, just do it. All right, love you all, and may God bless you all. And until the next video, which I made today is Tuesday, you'll see it Wednesday, so I may put out another one Friday. Until then, love you all, God bless you all. Till next time, peace.